I keep itching my psoriasis. Hey everybody, and welcome to chapter 4 and 5 of my book, The Evil. And this is gonna be the last video, reading it. But it's available on Amazon. I made the Kindle version pretty cheap, like $30, because the physical copies are pretty expensive, I'm not even gonna lie. Because it uses, premium paper, because of my drawings that I have in it. So, chapter 4, The Blender, Sarah's point of view. Now this chapter continues, directly after the monster from her painting, attacks her, and then she's having a seizure. What is that? Okay. Chapter 4, The Blender, Sarah's... Everything was pitch black, and I felt a slimy wet texture around my wrists and ankles. They were bright pink, wavy things, my guts. I screamed at the top of my lungs in horror, but the only person it carried to was me. It was always just me. I tried pulling my arms and legs out, desperate to get my bearings, but the guts started multiplying, slithering down my arms, growing on my feet. Footsteps started in the distance, and a shadow silhouette appeared. Sweaty red engulfed my face and stiffened all my muscles, so I knew what it was. The Blender. It stared at me with its red glowing eyes and terrifying smile full of sharp teeth. It stepped closer, and the whole void turned bright red with sweat dripping down it. My brain felt tight, like it was about to explode. I didn't even notice at first, but my guts were wrapped around my legs now multiple times. And growing... sorry. I am sorry. My throat is raspy. And growing on my shoulders. And still, when I didn't think it could get any worse, the Blender moved even closer. My guts buried me when the Blender got about 5 feet away. I fell into my chest. My heart was pumping blood fiercely through my body. Lungs were expanding and contracting vigorously. Everything I experienced was a dreadful fear, and I couldn't fly away from it with that thing up there. I was trapped and mortified that I would be forever. The Blender stuck its fist down my throat and pointed its fingers out, stirring my stomach in a knot that not even an angel could untangle. I gagged and regurgitated saliva. It was so uncomfortable, and would last forever. Screams spilled from my body, but nobody could hear it. They could never understand. I was so sick of myself and so tired of blindly floating in it. The only way out was to... The Blender always teased me with relief, but then forced unchewable, sharp, and confusing pain down my throat, cutting my esophagus and scraping my stomach with the heavy weight of existing that no one else had to carry. Always shoved happiness in front of my face, but then pushed me down a cliff the moment I had the slightest bit of hope. It knew my every weakness, every fear, and used it all against me. It never got tired and rested. Its dream was to destroy me, and it's working. Because I forget what joy is again. Stupid fucking son of a bitch. And chapter 5 is the eruption. I'm gonna answer my friend real quick, I'll be right back. Chapter 5, the eruption. Oliver's point of view. Nick and I desperately rushed through town looking for the street name listed on the paper. He carried Sarah in his arms while her limbs were twitching and her neck was spasming, almost like she couldn't get comfortable in any position. "Go right, on this street," I yelled while pointing the flashlight. We ran, but suddenly someone appeared right in front of us, a witch, holding a long purple crystal in her hand. She rubbed the front of it slowly, which made the panic coursing through my veins let down, dropping like a roller coaster. The beautiful crystal began glowing, making me so relaxed and tired that I couldn't hold my weight anymore. My knees dropped to the sidewalk as consciousness vanished. Follow the light, follow the light. Oh, follow the light, follow the light. A whispery but strong opera of voices chanted. My vision blurrily came back to someone being surrounded by a chanting group. I blinked some, then realized it was Sarah, laying in the middle of 3 witches with dozens of glowing blue stones around her body in a circle. Follow the light, follow the light. Then everything gradually rushed back to my brain. Sarah, having a seizure, bringing her to the witch's lair, falling asleep from staring at a crystal. What the hell are you doing to her? Nick screamed, sitting up next to me. The blue stones dimmed and Sarah's neck began twitching again after her outburst. I pushed myself up, smacked him across the face in anger, and Whisper screamed, "Shut the hell up! Can't you see what they're doing is helping?" The guy thinks I'm trying to steal his girlfriend or something, so he has this smug, defensive attitude with me, which made that slap feel good. All of my resentment from his attitude rushing out in a satisfying snap. So we watched the witches continue for a little longer, each one occasionally chucking a handful of beige at her. After another chunk of time, the witches stopped. Blue stones dimmed. Sarah's spread out body was now still as her eyes blinked open. She laid there staring at the ceiling with a hopeless expression. Nick ran up and scooped her into his arms, but Sarah's hand stayed on the floor. Something about the look in Sarah's eyes caught me off guard. They were deep of darkness and longing for something to stop. The misery in her face shifted to sickness as she pushed away from Nick and held her stomach. "What is it?" he asked while placing a hand on... 1 second. I swear this dog drives me freaking insane. "What is it?" he asked while placing a hand on my shoulder. Her face wrinkled up in sorrow even more, clutching her stomach tightly. Get back, one of the witches yelled. Suddenly, something red and black erupted from Sarah's mouth. It blasted into Nick's face as the 2 of them fell to the ground. Black and red smoke reached the ceiling from Sarah and started curving back around, filling the room. A human eye peeked out from it and winked. Blood sprayed out from another section of it as it chuckled evilly. The smoke started coming closer to me. "Oliver," the deep, slow voice taunted. A green arm covered in scabs grew out from the smoke. I moved away until my back hit the wall. As the infected hand got closer to my face, "Oliver." It clawed forward, inches from my nose. Suddenly, one of the witches chopped it off with a glowing purple sword. She moved in front of me, pointing her weapon at the smoke. She began backing it away toward the other 2 witches, who were holding long crystals. All 3 began chanting, "Be gone, be gone, be gone," but it was still erupting from Sarah's mouth. The smoke started going out through the gray wall next to me. This went on for minutes, until it finally left Sarah alone. Her tear-stained face stared hopelessly at the ceiling. "Listen up, everybody," one of the witches started. Sarah's point of view. "There's great power inside of you, Sarah. Power that's beyond. But with it also comes demons. You've become a vessel for evil to escape through." Another witch spoke. "These demons that have erupted from Sarah's being feed on fear and negative energy. Their weakness is good energy. You could drown them in it." I tried my best to block out those words. They were so cliche and unrealistic. There wasn't any good left in me. I was sick, and the strongest medicine in the world couldn't block my symptoms. All that energized happiness was gone now and left galaxies away. The thought of finding it made me laugh. You have the power to weaken it until it's manageable, Sarah, but it's evil. And evil energy will never truly cease to exist. We have something for you two, another witch announced while pointing at Oliver and Nick, before opening a door next to me and disappearing into some hidden room. On the wall in there, I saw a framed drawing of the 4 witches holding hands in the woods. Wait, but there's only 3 of them. Was there once a 4th? What happened to her? She came back out with 2 swords in each hand. The handles were black with an exception to silver pieces in the middle and end. The blades were pure silver and long. She walked over to Nick and Oliver, handing each of them one. These will charge with the energy you put into them. You don't need one, Sarah. You're already connected to the highest part of yourself. Don't lose it. Another woman said. Oh my. Did you see what just came out of me? I'm beyond demented. No, the connection goes deeper than a consciousness ever could. Your mind is just traumatized, so it's playing tricks on you. Your body is not what you think it is. One last thing, another witch said while walking over. Be careful, there's a lot you don't know. Jesus Christ. So thank you all so much for watching my chapter videos of me reading the books. And I might have other videos coming, so look out for those. I'm not sure when yet. It might not be for a little bit, but we'll see. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And this book is available on Amazon. Okay. Bye.